What's up, everybody? It's your boy King David, and I'm back at it with another video. And we're going to talk about a couple things in this video, like I usually do. I talk about the retention journey, and I talk about just life in general. So, stick with me till the end if you want to. And we're going to go over a couple things here. And I just want to talk about like life in general first before I talk about retention. So, my dad, he's not even my dad. I don't know why I started off like that. That's kind of strange, right? So, like, I used to live with my mom, right? And she's married to a guy, and he's been like paying my phone bills and stuff. But he hasn't been paying my phone bills, but occasionally he might like spot me on a phone bill or something like that. But I always end up paying him back, or you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a transaction between us, but not really. So this guy, obviously, I don't really like him very much, right? I don't like him for the fact that he is not a very nice person. And I used to live in the house that he had, but he never lived there. So I was paying rent and stuff. And I had to move out, which I thought was a bit strange, but hey, you know what I mean? It is what it is, guys. Like, you got to like eventually move out of some places in life, and that's just how it is. And here's the thing, guys. This was like right around the time when I started retention. So it kind of like ties into retention in itself. So if I bring up retention, it's just a part of like me talking about the experiences I've had with retention, right? So when you're in a low vibrational state, guys, when you're like releasing a lot, people are going to like be cool with you. I think a lot of other people's channels talk about this with retention, is that you're going to be like cool with a lot of people because you're on like the same wavelength, right? You can relate to people because they're not gaining higher vibrations like in life. So when you start to cultivate your energy, especially your sexual energy, you start to become different from them, and they don't understand like your path or what you're doing in your life, right, guys? So a lot of the times, like, you're going to become just different, and they might not like you for that. They may have not liked you before in the past, but they were still like cool with you because you were like on the same kind of frequency as them in a way. And they may have not like liked you, but like they could like tolerate you in a way, right, guys? Because you were just dumb-minded to the ideas of life, guys. As you progress on your retention journeys, guys, and you get further along in life, you start to realize that a lot of people didn't like you to begin with, you know what I mean? Or you start to realize that there's people who were cool with you, but now they're not so cool with you. Or sometimes there's people who become more cool with you. That's like what they say, your soul tribe. And that's, happens over time as you begin to retain and you start to like go on your own path. Like, there's some people who've done some things that are bad in their lives, and like they're just not nice people, and they're not going to like be nice to you because you're actually a nice individual. And you're like, whenever you talk to people, they don't see it the way you see it because they've never seen it that way, and you just butt heads because of that. And like, even trying to talk to them about things is not going to work for you because you don't resonate with what they do. You know what I mean? That's just how life is. And they're going to see you as maybe even a failure, or maybe they might not see you as a failure, but they'll see you as like somebody who can't do certain things, or achieve certain things, or be like a certain individual in life. But they don't see your path. Like, they don't know your path. They can't see your path because they're not in your body, and they'll never be. So just keep doing yourself. Not doing yourself. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? Everything happens in due time, and everything happens for a reason, guys. So don't feel like discouraged or nothing if you feel like you're not in the right zone or right place or doing the right things, right? For them to even like look at you and say that you're not doing the right thing is stupid in themselves, because they could be doing the very same thing as you're doing, and you wouldn't judge them for what they're doing. It's just the fact that they're judging you because they see their life differently than you do, right, guys? Life can be difficult, man. Life can be difficult at times, and that's just what the way life is. I feel like with retention, to be honest, guys, like since people don't understand you as much on retention, they look at you differently to begin with. And most of my life, people have like kind of looked at me a little bit different, but I've blended in with a lot of people because I'm not that far from like somebody who's like just a weirdo, right? Like that's not. I'm not pointing my fingers towards anybody, guys, but I'm just saying, like, if you are like a weird person and you do retention, it's just gonna make you more of yourself. Being a weird person is just being somebody that other people don't understand. As long as you're not doing nothing like bad, then hey, you're just a little bit different from people. You know what I mean? Or maybe you're a lot different from people. I've noticed in my life, I've always had one hater. There's always been one guy or one person or something, Life has to have that. They have to have eventually you get to a point like now in my journey where you don't really have that, right? And the reason why that is because like it's the second half of your life, right, guys? So in the first half of your life, you're always gonna have that like that person who's going to, well, when you're younger, you don't know it, right? When you're younger, you're like, I'm talking about like when you're real young, right? And then like up to like your teenage years, like that's when you kind of start noticing it. You're not going to have people really like cast you out or be like against you or anything like that. It's like only once you start to discover yourself is when you start to get people consistently trying to bring you down, you know what I mean? Or lower your spirits or whatnot, and realize that's only because you have potential. If you didn't have potential, they would never say anything, guys. Like that's just how life is. Like if you have potential and you can do things and you've actually achieved a lot of things in your life and they haven't achieved, excuse my French, they haven't achieved nothing in life, guys, like, or they think they've achieved something, but they haven't achieved anything. In all honesty, none of it really matters, guys. Like, if you really think about it in the bigger scheme of things, like, it does to some degree, but it doesn't. It all depends on what grace, what God wants for you. And so just being blessed by his ability to keep you alive and keep you on this green earth that we live on, you know what I mean, is the best part about the retention journey. And finding him is better than really almost any materialistic thing that you can have. I mean, I will say that you do need necessities and you need to survive and to have things, of course, guys, but at the same time accepting the fact that that's not all life is about, and being closer to God will allow you to know that everything is already set. Like there's things in place that you don't know when it's going to happen, but it happens, right? You don't have like say you don't have like a way to pay your rent, right, guys? Like, or you don't have a way to like get that car, or you don't have a way to buy your house that you want, or do the things that you really want to do in life, right, guys? Like you don't have a way to do it, but then just out of nowhere, like you end up meeting up with somebody and they just happen to like give you the right amount of money, or maybe you get like some random check that you didn't think that you would have coming in, you know what I mean? Or maybe you somehow like you don't have the car, but somebody gives you like or they sell you their bike that's like a $10,000, maybe not $10,000 bike, guys, but like it's like a $2,000 like bicycle. Maybe it's a motorcycle, right? But you know what I mean? Like they sell you a bicycle, but the job's not far away from like where you need to be, so it's like it's faster transportation than walking, right, guys? Like you just got to look at life like that, and I think a lot of people don't see it that way. Or maybe you do get that car, right? Maybe you were like thinking about a car in particular, but you don't get that car, but then you get a different car that's like just as good or even better. You know what I mean? Or you grow attached to that car now. You know what I mean? Because it's something that start to appreciate more. You know, a lot of people don't realize what is to come because the unknown is the unknown, man. Like the unknown is scary for a lot of people, and even the people who think that they have it all set and perfectly like order is it could all be crumbled within days, within months. You know what I mean? Like even the things that we think that are so precious to us and that will stay with us forever, we can lose them. You know what I mean? And when we lose those things, obviously you're going to be kind of sad or mad or whatever the case might be about whatever situation. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too deep into all that. Like you kind of get where I'm going with that, guys. So retention kind of like allows you to understand, to see into the unknown. I mean, like you can't really see into the unknown, but like I was talking about being able to kind of like know what is to come, but not really know what's to come. No one really knows what's gonna happen next, guys. But you have like more of like an intuition or instinct, like you're guided in a certain direction. And I feel that when that starts to happen, especially with your retention journeys and the longer streaks that you get on, guys, you start to realize that you're just unbothered by things, guys. Like if somebody did say something bad to you, like in the past, you might have gotten mad about it, or you might have wanted to interject or try to go over there and hurt the person, maybe even, right? You may go as far as that, but now it's like when you're retaining, guys, you don't feel like the urge to do that thing because you realize they're just saying it at their consciousness and you're at a higher level of consciousness, and then maybe they're trying to take some of your energy so they feel better, but they're in a maybe even worse situation than you are. You know what I mean? And or maybe you guys are both, because usually people only say that if they're in a bad situation. But if you're both in good situations in life, like there's no need to say those things, right? Some people just want to bring you down because they want to bring you down, guys. Like, and the only reason why they want to bring you down is because they know you have something going on that they don't, right? That's just how life is. Like, it's so strange. And instead of just embracing that person and trying to like work with that person and like help each other improve and grow, a lot of times they want to say something negative to try to bring you down, guys. So that's how life is. Some people end up changing, becoming better, and realizing that life is really I used to say, well, life is long, guys. Life is a long journey, but a lot of people say life's short. I don't say life's short, guys. Like life is long. It's very long. Like it seems to me like it's very long. It feels like I'm here forever. But technically we're not here forever, guys. Like let's be honest. And you just gotta be understanding with your situation and things like that too, guys. So I know I'm kind of like rambling. I like to ramble. I like to keep it raw and uncut, like I've said in many other videos, guys. And truthfully, I want you to know that stay on your retention journeys, and God Himself, He wants you to be on retention, guys. A lot of people don't realize that. It's like if you're on a spiritual path, like that's what He wants you to be doing. And the further you get into these streaks, you start to realize there's something beyond what retention has to offer. You know what I mean? It's like it's not just about conserving your sexual energy, guys. It's about like getting communion with Him. And when you're in communion with Him, you're guided in the right direction. And I like to think of it as like a compass, like I've said before. You need that compass in this life, because once you have that compass, you can figure out where to go. You know what I mean? And what I was talking about earlier is like, once you get to a certain point in your life, you start to realize that like the first half of your life was more harder than the second half of your life. Like the first half of your life, you're like, man, I just can't get things right. I can't do this. I can't do that. Maybe you're not really stressing about it, but you realize like things just seem to crumble, right? Like you get something going, but it doesn't ever last, right? It's like something where you'll start a project, or you'll start playing this, or you'll start to do this or do that, or you just start something and you feel like all this motivation to do it, right? In the beginning, and you're kind of consistent with it, but you're not like fully consistent with it. But then later in life, halfway through your life, and this can happen like any time, guys, but usually it happens about like halfway through your life. I wouldn't say through your whole life, guys, but just like there's like a certain point in time in your life when you start to realize, like, especially with retention, guys, like you've been retaining for so many years, you've been through many different streaks. You start to get to a point where you're like, life's starting to become better. Like life is starting to, like, the ball starts to get rolling, you know what I mean? And like you're like, dang, like good thing after good thing after good thing starts to happen to you. Maybe not all the time, but it's like it's more common that good things are happening to you, you know what I mean? It's like you've manifested that into your life because that's what you believe in, and what you've believed in ever since the beginning. It's just you had to get through some of that karmic debt first before you're able to get, that back pay, that like stuff that you really need, like that actual, like, okay, now I'm finally getting fed. I'm finally getting what I've deserved all these years, you know what I mean? And when that starts to happen, guys, you start to feel like accomplished, like you feel like he's always been there, because he has been there. Like even in the low moments, like you have to struggle at first, I feel like, in life a lot of the times, and the people who make it through that struggle are the people who can, make it through life. Maybe they might not become rich or nothing like that, guys. Like I won't go as far as to say that, but I'm just gonna say like the struggle is kind of over with, and there'll be moments and times where things are kind of like bad, but not as bad as it was before, right? That's like the good part about life, guys. So, keep your head up, get your bread up. Keep your head up, get your bread up, and stay positive, stay blessed, guys. And just know that stay on your journeys, and peace out.